So tonight, we witnessed a WWE event in Abbotsford, and there's the program that I got. I'm very proud of this program, and there's the poster I got from the program, which will take its place on my set for WWE events. Roman Reigns' face is partly covered on purpose. I didn't mean to cover any of Seth Rollins. I apologize. Roman, actually, you know what? Let's just go ahead and finish off that bad boy there. There we go. There we are. Cover up that corner. So, what did we see tonight? Well, we saw a triple threat match between Charlotte, Carmella, and Natty. Of course, Natty won. The champions come out, you know the champions are going to win, and it's kind of anticlimactic when you see a triple threat or a fatal four-way, because you know who's scoring the pin, you're just not sure who's going to take the pin. If it's one-on-one, you know, it might be a disqualification, the challenger might win some other way. Since all the champions are bad guys, it was kind of a downer in some ways. So to start the night, we spent 35 minutes in line because the Abbotsford Event Center can't get its crap together.
Was it only 35 minutes?
I'm being nice. It was 35 minutes the last time I looked at my phone.
Okay, there you go.
I want to say probably 45 minutes.
That's what
we spent in line, and we got there a half an hour early.
I was going to say, because we were there a half hour early.
And I didn't get in until
it started late.
Dolph Ziggler was fighting Bobby Roode. So I missed the entrances, I missed the start of it, I missed the anthem, I missed everything. And it's too bad because they put on a really good match. Bobby Roode was over with the crowd. Dolph Ziggler was doing his best to be the heel. And it sucks because Dolph Ziggler's contract's coming up, so odds are that would have been my last chance to see him. So it would have been nice if the lineup had, moved. If it had been organized. There weren't enough people organizing the crowd, therefore people could cut in line. And people were cutting in line a lot. And all the one person who was crowd controlling was doing was looking for any women in the crowd to make them go to the women's line. Which just, it's ridiculous. And the funny thing is, the woman that was behind me in line said, I have all 4 tickets on my phone. They didn't have the physical versions of the tickets. She said, I have to be with them when they go into the building. And the woman that was trying to tell them this, the security girl, she's like, oh, all right, well, that's fine. And then she comes back like 10 minutes later. Yeah, no, you need to go to the women's line. She's like, I have all the tickets on my phone. And she's like, well, they're going to tell you that too. And I after she walked away, I turned around and I said to this woman, I said, they can't stop you from going in. They can't refuse to let you go in because they can't have a man pat you down. She said, it's not like, she says to me, she goes, it's not like men haven't groped me before. I don't really care. And I said, at least you get a show after. So, because Yvonne was gone, I had to turn around and make conversations with these people and talk to the guy in front of me about how horribly organized this whole thing was. And I even said to the woman behind me who was talking about being groped, I said, hey, I said, groping's the in thing now. You can be elected president when you grope people. So, and everybody laughed.
Well, I asked the lady if I had to go to a women's line because they were planning on molesting me.
She didn't deny it because that's...
They don't touch you.
They didn't touch me either.
I was like, why do I have to have a woman wave a wand?
And then the person waving the wand was so slow. I don't know if you noticed that on the men's side. He's slow.
So were the women's.
I had all of my crap out of my pockets, and I was like this before he even got to me. Because I didn't want people behind me waiting.
Right.
And before he can even tell me to turn around, I was already backwards like this.
See,
and then they couldn't scan my ticket because they're idiots. They're like, oh, you can't scan this. You have to go to the ticket office. And they're like, yeah, sometimes these don't scan right. And I'm thinking, it's funny because we printed them out at home and it's never been a problem at Rogers.
And I know. Mine scan fine. In the women's line, they check your purse and then a different lady scans you.
So I get there.
Scanning was like, you're going too
I get there.
fast.
I know that Dolph Ziggler's fighting Bobby Roode. Well, I don't know who's fighting who yet, but I know there's a match going on. And I have to go into the ticket office and have them scan it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm missing the event. And there was never an apology from anybody that works there. Nothing. Not anything more than them seeming aggravated with me for bringing it up. And I did customer service on the phone. And I used to answer, technical service calls. And what I would do is if there was a wait, if I knew there was a wait of more than 10 minutes, I would start my spiel with this. Thank you for calling MSN Technical Support. My name is Shannon. To better assist you, may get your telephone number beginning with your area code. And to begin the call, I would also like to apologize for the wait. I know they're longer than usual, and we're trying to resolve that. Done. Work it into the... Tell people, just right before they even say it, go, man, I'm sorry about that. Wait, I'm sorry. I can see the line's really long. Just, even if you don't mean it, say it. It's basic customer service. So the event. Bobby Roode beats Dolph Ziggler, of course. And then from there, it didn't feel as good as the Vancouver event. And I'm not sure if it's because there were less people out there. Like, Sami Zayn came out next. Sami Zayn was out fighting Mike Kanellis. The crowd cheered Sami Zayn, and yet Sami Zayn grabs a microphone and goes, the fans are cheering for Mike Kanellis instead of me. And I'm thinking, which fan was that? I didn't hear a single fan cheer for Mike Kanellis. I had to explain to Yvonne that Mike Kanellis' gimmick is that he loves his wife. Mike Bennett is a good wrestler. He deserves a better gimmick than I love my wife. They stick him in WWE and they give him his wife's maiden name as his last name. It is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Maria wasn't there. And I was like, oh, is Maria here? No, of course not. Of course not, because, yeah, screw Shannon. He's not here. She's not here. So, no chance to see Maria. Then we had the triple threat tag match, I think was after that, which was Breezango against the Hype Brothers. Please keep Mojo out of a ring. And the Colognes, which I had to explain to Yvonne at the start, didn't say colons.
Yes.
It didn't read the colons are coming out. I was like, okay, I know what that looks like. It's the Colognes. Decent match. Breezango goes over. Not enough Tyler Breeze. I don't know if maybe he doesn't have the right chemistry with some of these guys or what it is, but something seemed a little bit off. Aiden English fought Sin Cara. I think that was before that. Some of these matches I'm kind of off on. Aiden English fought Sin Cara in a match that was just as exciting as you can imagine a match between Aiden English and Sin Cara, except Aiden English won. So Sin Cara is just being buried right, left, and center. And it's too bad because Sin Cara did some really cool moves. He's famous on Botchamania for botching his moves, and for good reason. And he looked good tonight. He actually executed his moves properly. He did them well. And I was impressed. So he lost. Yeah, and then the women's match, I think, was after that. I don't think I'm missing anything.
Did you talk about the one with the Mexican guy?
Sin Cara, yep.
Okay, yeah, and then the
yeah.
women's.
Where I pointed out it was actually a Mexican wrestler, not a white guy under a Mexican mask, as they used to do back in the 80s and 90s. Aldo Montoya, anybody? But, yeah. The women's match was good. Of course, James Ellsworth was there because he has nothing better to do. And they have nothing better to do with him, so he's on a dog collar because, of course, he is. And Carmella, the highlight really, Carmella's scream is funny. And she's able to get a reaction of the crowd, both good and bad, based on however she screams and what she's screaming about. Natalia, I should say, was trying really hard to get the crowd to boo her. I refused. I refused to boo her or Sami Zayn. Every time they said something bad about the crowd or how much everybody sucks, I agreed with them. Didn't I?
Yes, you did.
It was fun. So I'm not booing Canadians who I really like, and I like them. So that was a good match. Of course, Natty goes over, pins Carmella because she's not going to pin Charlotte because Charlotte's the one fighting with her for the title. Then the U.S. title match, you had Baron Corbin.
Yes.
Baron Corbin against Rusev, against AJ Styles, against Ty Dillinger. If either AJ or Rusev have to get that belt. If they're not going to give it to Ty, and clearly they're not going to give it to Ty, because he took the pin in this match, of course, give Rusev the belt. Let Rusev go with it. Like, have a battle between Rusev and Jinder. Have them battling it out over who the better one is between the two of them. Have this huge behemoth battle between the two of them. Rusev is so over with the fans. The fans want to cheer Rusev. They desperately want to cheer Rusev. He's still playing the heel, the bad guy. They really want to cheer him, and I really think it could work if it's done right. It's not going to happen. I argued that with Maurice years ago, and it never happened with Maurice either. So AJ was good. AJ spent most of the match outside the ring pretending he was dead. much like Zack Ryder did during the 4-way or the triple threat tag match. And the funny part was AJ was outside the ring. Zack was in the ring. So you're trying to suspend disbelief while Zack Ryder is down on the mat like this with one eye watching the action to make sure that he's out of the way of whatever's going on. It's really hard to suspend disbelief when that's going on. And then Shinsuke Nakamura versus Jinder Mahal for the title. There was no Singh brothers. There was no skullduggery at the end. It was just Jinder wins. And I was like, oh, it was a disappointment for me in that I wanted some kind of a disqualification finish or some kind of a dirty finish that the crowd was kind of hot for. And then, of course, Jinder tries to keep beating up Shinsuke, and I thought maybe they'll bring somebody else out. No, but Shinsuke drops him, and then they play Shinsuke's music, and he goes out as a hero. It was a good show. I wouldn't rate it as highly as the one I saw in Vancouver. It was missing New Day. It was missing Usos. It was missing Kevin Owens big time. I missed Becky Lynch. Naomi wasn't there. I had expected 2 women's matches. There was only one. And I swear there was less wrestling matches at this one than the last one we saw.
Agreed.
And less wrestlers. The pyros were fine. The production quality was there. But it just seemed like it was a smaller show because it was Abbotsford rather than Vancouver. That's how it felt to me. A lot less pomp and circumstance. And in terms of merchandise, there was a lot less. Lot less merchandise at this show than at the last one. Virtually nothing of the small variety. I got the program because it was $15. I kind of wanted one of the plastic belts, but I talked myself out of it. I think someday I'm going to pay $450 and get one of the real ones. Yep, I'll get one of those belts and slide it over my shoulder. I'll even do it during hockey videos. I don't care. Maybe instead of saying I was right about something, I'll just wear a championship belt when I'm right. And I just won't say it during the video. So if I get all the predictions right, championship belt over the shoulder. And then people will complain about the championship belt because it's what they do. So yeah, in terms of this is the poster that apparently is your biggest draws, right? We saw Shinsuke, we saw AJ, we saw Charlotte, no Naomi, and Sasha, of course, is on Raw, which is more the pity. But yeah, it was a good show once you get into the building. But I tell you, when a building is as badly organized as Abbotsford Event Center was tonight, that's a real downer. There was one person doing crowd control, and all she cared about was whether or not women were in the wrong line. There was virtually no organization inside the building or outside, and it just seemed like they were surprised, which would be fine, except Abbotsford put on a WWE event last February, which had 4,500 people at it. Tonight's event, I would say, probably had about 4,000 people. That is unforgivable. To have 4,000 people and to take 10 times as long as it takes to get into Rogers Center with 15,000. It is just, and I get it that it's a bigger building at Rogers, but if they were more open, and their security pat down is so much longer than the one at Rogers, and I don't know, it just feels like it's a lot of work. It's a lot, and all I did was just take crap out of my pockets. And I heard it beep on one side, and I thought, oh, okay, is he going to ask me what's in that pocket? Nope. So apparently if it beeps, they just, beep. Did he beep? Yep. Yeah, I let him in. He beeped. Was it a gun? I don't know. It beeped. You told me to scan and see if it beeps. It beeped. I'm up to 27 beeps tonight. And it puts a damper on the night because Yvonne was in her seat way before I even got in the building because she was in the women's line. It's a wrestling event and they had a women's line because of course they did. It's not like hockey where you have about a 60-40 split between men and women. No, wrestling is like 90-10. Yeah. So, yeah. But we had really good seats. And I got one picture of Natty and Charlotte. So I was happy that I got one picture and that was as far as I went. Because I know they can flag you for having your phone out, which I was careful with for obvious reasons. No. All the way to the top. All the way to the top. Get up there. Get up there. Oh, it didn't come up very well. But they're in motion, so of course it didn't. Focus. Focus. Oh, whatever. fine. I'll turn my phone's brightness down and then it'll work. There you go. There's Natty whipping Charlotte into the corner buckle. So, it was in motion, so it's blurry, but, you know, that's fine. And we had fun. It was a fun night. So, yeah, I'll go again. I'll go again because, of course, I will, but I guess I've learned if you want to go to an event in Abbotsford, get there 6 hours early so you can make sure you get in the door.
Before.
Well, apparently it happens with wrestling. Now I understand why. Now I understand why people were tweeting out that they were there an hour and a half beforehand. Like, really, they're waiting in the rain an hour and a half before the doors open? Now I understand. Because maybe this happened the last time they had a WWE event in Abbotsford. Let me know if you were in Abbotsford for the last WWE event. Did that happen last time too? It just really, when you spend 40 minutes waiting in line to get in and you miss the start of the show, you miss something. It's not fun. And, you know, it just sucks. And you don't get anything like an apology, nothing. It's just sort of, whatever. Yeah, so we're not ready. Who cares? Whatever. All right. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. And thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.